Namaskaram. I am Jeunesse Pouchet and I am an Ayurvedic health advisor. Are you familiar with Ayurveda? So if you haven't heard of this before, Ayurveda is one of the oldest holistic healing systems which originated in India. It is one of yoga's sister sciences, and both of these sciences, Ayurveda and yoga, work in harmony as a healing system to bring balance within the mind, body and spirit, and overall well-being and health. Ayurveda is a Sanskrit word which translates to the science of life. And when I say that Ayurveda is a holistic science, this means that it takes all aspects of your life into consideration. Ayurveda provides a plethora of wisdom and ancient knowledge when it comes to health, consciousness, spirituality, and overall well-being. The goal of Ayurveda is to achieve svasthya, which means that our mind, body, emotions, and senses are in blissful equilibrium. This is ultimately what we would like to achieve within ourselves and our life. So today I am here to share with you a few Ayurvedic tips, really simple tips that you can do on a daily basis to promote overall health and well-being and vitality and energy. First, I would like to start with one of the main things that Ayurveda focuses on with regards to our health and the foundation of our overall health and well-being, and that is the digestive system. Ayurveda believes that our digestive health is the root of all, meaning that if our digestive system is not functioning optimally, it will cause lots of other issues within the body, mind and emotions, and creates lots of imbalances within these aspects. And I can talk a little bit about that for you and explain to you why digestive health is so important and why we should be focused on that on a daily basis. Well, when we say digestive health in Ayurveda, we don't actually mean how do we digest food alone. We are speaking about everything. Can we digest our food, our life situations, the things we watch, the things we see, the experiences we go through? Are we able to process these things effectively, digest them, and eliminate the things that do not serve us? Because if these things are not being digested well and utilized well to nourish the body and the waste products eliminated, they're going to sit within the body, ferment or fester and turn into toxic waste, whether this is emotions, toxins within the body, fermented food, undigested food, or simply undigested emotions and life experiences. This is why it's so important that we focus on our digestive health. And we can do this with how we go about our days, as well as implementing certain wellness practices that support this digestive system of ours. That is the fundamental basis of our health. So I'm going to share with you now a few simple tips and practices that you can do or implement in your days to help support your digestive system and overall well-being and vitality. The first tip is in the morning and how we start our day, because how we start our day really sets the tone for the rest of the day. Yes. So how do we start our day? We wake up in the morning. We wake up with a smile. That's one of the best ways to set the tone for the day. Be grateful for life. Go in the bathroom, splash some cool water on your face and your eyes to really wake up your eyes and energize yourself. Then you can either have a shower, scrape your tongue with a copper or stainless steel tongue scraper. If you don't have this, you can use a stainless steel spoon to scrape off the bacteria that has built up in the night off of your tongue. This is much more effective than brushing. Scrape your tongue, then brush your teeth. The second step is the warm water routine, which means that you're going to warm some water on the stove, Not too hot, warm, and a comfortable drinking temperature, but it must be warm. After you've warmed it and pour it into a cup, add a little bit of Himalayan pink salt or another mineral salt of your choice. You can also add a little bit of raw honey, remembering that you do not heat the honey. Honey can only go into something warm. It cannot be cooked or heated. This is very important to remember, as it changes the chemical makeup of honey and it then becomes toxic. So make sure that your water is just warm and a comfortable drinking temperature if you're adding raw honey to it. You can also add a squeeze of lime or a squeeze of lemon juice. Now it's good to know that lime is cooling in nature, lemon is heating in nature. So it simply depends on what's in season and what you want and what your body needs right now. It's also important to know that lime and lemon can damage the enamel on our teeth. So make sure and rinse your mouth after this or brush it again. So you're going to sip on this warm water. It's best to sit and mindfully drink this sip by sip. And what this does is this really opens up the body's channels and promotes detoxification within the body. So this is a great practice and something that you can do every single day that has tremendous benefits with regards to our overall health and our digestive health. The third thing you can do in the morning is a wellness practice, a simple breathing practice that helps infuse energy within the body, balance the masculine and feminine energy within the body, and really enhance your vitality, as well as create balance within the body and a level of calmness. This is Nadi Shuddhi, also known as alternate nostril breathing. So there are two different ways that I've learned how to do Nadi Shuddhi, and I'm going to show you the way that I prefer. I'm going to demonstrate for you and you can follow this. Now it's also important to note that it's really good to do this in the morning time on an empty stomach, as this is the best time to really infuse this prana and life force energy within the body, this oxygen and air. Also note that please don't do this in a cold room or air conditioned room. You can do this anytime throughout the day as well. It's just really important that you have an empty stomach or light stomach when you do this, and follow the other requirements where you're not in a cold or air conditioned room. So we're going to start by sitting in a cross-legged position with an erect spine, maintaining good posture. Or if you can't sit in a cross-legged position, simply sit on a chair and make sure that your feet are touching the ground. Your spine must be erect and you must maintain good posture with your shoulder blades back, shoulders down and relaxed. The neck should be in line with the spine, and make sure that you are evenly sitting on your sit bone. So we're going to take our left hand and put it in Wisdom Mudra. You're going to make sure that these three fingers are all touching each other, and the index finger and the thumb tips are touching, and you're creating a circle. Yes, it's really important that the fingers are all together. This is how we maintain awareness in this mudra, and it's not just like this or loose in any way. It should be held with a certain level of awareness and fingers all together. And what this mudra also does, it really helps with stimulating the lower lobes of the lungs and bringing that oxygen within the body. It's also very important to remember and pay attention to how you're breathing, and make sure that you are belly breathing and not chest breathing, that you're taking nice deep rhythmic inhales where the stomach expands and deflates when you exhale. Before, if you would like to test that you're breathing through the belly, before starting, you can put your left hand on your stomach and the right hand over the left. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose, and feel the belly rise and deflate. You can do that first to just check your breathing beforehand. So you can hold Wisdom Mudra with your left hand and place it on your lap, or if you don't want to hold Wisdom Mudra, you can just keep your left hand in your lap like this. So let's begin. First, you're going to make sure your pinky finger and ring finger are together. The index finger and middle finger are down on the palm, and the thumb is sticking out. It's really important that all fingers are together. This may be difficult for some people to do. Your finger may go like this, but just keep practicing, and hopefully you'll be able to keep them together eventually. But it's important to hold them together. So what we're going to do is take our hand and place it in front of our nose. You're going to try and keep it centered, and you're going to use your thumb to gently close the right nostril, and you're going to inhale through the left nostril, hold for a second, then exhale through the left nostril. Also very important to know that you always start with the left nostril and end with the left nostril. Then you take the ring finger, gently close the left nostril, inhale through the right and exhale through the right. Then switch again. Try and keep your hands centered in front of your nose, and all you're doing are moving the fingers. So let's do 5 rounds. And after you're finished, you're going to sit in either wisdom mudra like this or with your palms facing upwards for a moment to integrate this practice. Now it's best to keep your eyes closed, or you can watch and then do it on your own after. Let's begin. Slowly open your eyes. How do you feel after this practice? Really tune in to your body. I hope this brings you a sense of clarity within, calmness, and you feel a bit more energized. So the 4th step is conscious eating, which means that you are mindful of what you're putting in your body, how you eat, and when you eat. And this can make a massive impact on your overall health, energy levels, vitality, and well-being. Yes, Ayurveda says that it's not so much about what we eat, but what we can digest. Because if we can't digest the food that we're eating, it doesn't matter what we're eating. It is going to turn into toxic waste within the body if it's not being digested well and the waste products eliminated effectively. So here are some conscious eating tips and practices that you can do, really simple. And one of the main things is to make sure that you're not eating too early in the morning when the sun is not very high or it's not at its peak, because we are hardwired to the sun, and the sun really plays an important role with our overall digestive health and strength. The sun is at its peak between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So that's really the time that we can do the bulk of our eating, or heavier meals, or more variety of food, because the body has a higher digestive capability during that time frame. So ideally we don't want to eat too much earlier than 8 a.m. and you can have breakfast between 8 and 10 a.m. and it's really best to have a warm breakfast and something really simple and easy to digest, something like a porridge, even like soup, even like chia pudding. Warm breakfast is very important to help support the digestive system. Lunch you can have between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and this can be more variety and more heavier foods if you would like. Again, though, warm is always best for the body, a warm meal, avoiding too many cold, raw foods or very hard to digest foods. Now, making sure to chew your food properly is really important because this is what helps support the digestive system and not put too much strain on the digestive system. When we chew our food to the consistency of almost mush or like a soup-like consistency, this really supports the digestive system and how effectively it can break down our food and absorb the nutrients provided. We're also going to make sure that we are sitting well in an upright position with good posture, an erect spine, and preferably in a cross-legged position or with our feet touching the ground. That is really important for when we eat, that we are not slouched over, we are not like this, eating like this, we are not like this. We maintain proper posture so that the food can flow evenly throughout the body and the GI tract. If we're like this, it cannot. It must be upright with an erect spine. We're going to chew properly, maintain good posture, and preferably eat without distractions, meaning that we're not eating while watching TV, while listening to the radio, while scrolling through our phone, or while speaking to someone or speaking on the phone. Ideally, we should be eating in a way that our body is focused on what is happening right now, which is eating the food. I love the saying, energy flows where focus goes, and that is the best way to explain this. If you are not 100% focused on your meal and your energy is focused on different things while you're eating, your body is not going to effectively digest this food because it can't focus on digesting. It's focused on other things at the same time. So that's really important to remember, to be mindful while eating and avoid all of these other distractions. Keep your phone aside for a moment. And I'm not saying you can do this in every situation, but try your best. And don't eat on the go. Sit and eat. Just that you give focus on other things in your life, we should also give our meal times that same level of focus on awareness. And then dinner time should be between the hours of 5 and 7 p.m. We should really try to avoid eating anything after 7 p.m. And the reason for this is the body needs at least 3 to 4 hours to digest its food well before it goes into the detoxification process, which happens between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. The body's organs go through its natural detoxification process, the liver in particular. And to support this process, that the body has enough energy to effectively detox itself, it should not be trying to still digest food. So leaving at least 3 hours or 4 hours is ideal. So try and not eat past 7 p.m. and not eat anything is what I mean. If you would like something, you can have a tea, a herbal tea, not caffeinated, or something like a spiced milk beverage, a warm milk beverage. This can really help promote sleep, give a sense of calm, as well as support the digestive system. So with that being said, it's great to remember that throughout your day, you should really be leaving 4 to 5 hours break between your meals and between eating anything. This gives the body enough time to effectively digest your last meal or the last thing that you eat. If you keep eating in between this time or put something else in the body during this time that the body is still trying to digest that meal, it's going to stop digesting that and now start to digest the new food that you're putting into the body, leaving that other food to sit and ferment in the body and turn into toxic waste, which then leads to a whole host of other health issues, especially if this is something that we do on a regular basis. These things then start to manifest within the body and turn into illnesses and diseases. I'm not saying that don't ever do it, don't ever snap. But what we do on a regular basis really determines our health. And if we do these things and follow these steps on a regular basis and as often as we can, the 1 or 2 times that we don't, the body can cope with it because now built up a level of strength and digestive capabilities that it's okay when we do. So that's really great to remember. The only time someone would require snacks or certain types of foods in between, it depends on their overall health. You can contact me to do an individualized Ayurvedic wellness plan or diet plan where we do a series of assessments to see what's really right for you. But just as a general knowledge, the people who would require snacks or certain foods in between meals are someone who they are underweight, they need to build the body up, they are malnourished or emaciated, and they really need to build up the body quickly. Those are times when we usually recommend certain snacks in between meals. But if you really feel for a snack, have something like fruit that takes not as long to digest, or maybe like a really easy shake that you make. Now it's really important to remember that we should avoid cold foods as much as possible or as often as possible, meaning drinks that are made with ice or smoothies, frozen foods, ice cream, all of these things. I'm not saying don't ever have it, but try to avoid it on a regular basis because these foods really hamper the digestive system, and what Ayurveda will say is it outs the digestive fire, meaning the body will no longer have that digestive capability to digest our food because this is a heated system, a fire system. And when we put cold foods on it, we out that, and we don't want to do that on a regular basis. Cold foods also solidify, so cold drinks, if we're drinking cold drinks within our meals, it solidifies the oils and the fats within that meal, making the body work a lot harder to break down these fats. So that's something really important to remember. And another conscious eating practice is that to avoid drinking during your meals, because that just dilutes the digestive enzymes that have been produced to help break down and digest your food. So what you can do, it's really great to hydrate well before a meal, but ideally 20 minutes before a meal, you should hydrate with water or electrolyte beverage, water with some Himalayan pink salt, a little bit of raw honey if you like, or squeeze of lime juice again. That's an simple electrolyte beverage that will help lubricate the GI tract. So ideally 20 minutes before your meal, hydrate well. And while you eat, avoid drinking. If it's really tough for you and you want to drink something, have a little bit of ginger tea or warm water and just take small sips in between your meal. It's really important to try and not drink or gulp drinks during the eating process. And then don't drink too soon after eating your meal. It's great to wait at least half an hour to an hour after to really help the body and support the body while it digests this food instead of diluting it now with this liquid. And other step is just to reiterate, consciously chewing your food, each mouthful. Try and chew 24 to 32 times each mouthful. This is a work in progress even for me. All of these steps are work in progress. It's something that we have to try and continuously remind ourselves, and it will get easier, and that's the beauty of it. That is the beauty of being conscious, is that you are thinking about this and aware of it, and you keep readjusting every time. So try and remember 24 to 32 times each mouthful. This really helps support the body's capability of digesting your food. And something you can do is probably put down your fork or spoon in between each mouthful to really help yourself remember to chew well instead of, while you're chewing already picking up another spoonful. And then the last one is a simple nighttime routine, which is to try and come off electronics or screens at 9 p.m. and try and be in bed or sleep by 10 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. This is because, like I said, the body goes through its natural detoxification process between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. So when we're asleep and in a relaxed state, it really supports the body's capability and ability to do this detoxification process. I hope that you find these tips helpful and easy to implement in your days. And if you would like to learn more, and if you would like to have an Ayurvedic assessment or consultation with me, feel free to reach out. My information will be provided with this video, and I offer one-on-one Ayurvedic consultations, individualized Ayurvedic wellness plans and diet plans, and a cleanse and reset program. Thank you. Namaskaram.